Did you guys know that the CEO of YouTube's personal channel just recently hit 100,000 subscribers? So many people are rightfully wondering, does this mean that she's going to have a signed letter from herself, congratulating herself on reaching that milestone on her own website? Well, probably. And it's pretty epic. But that also brings to mind, on that very note, an interesting statement is made in that 100K plaque. We know numbers on YouTube can get really big, but we hope you don't lose sight of reality. That statement is extremely true, and well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. Losing sight of reality and pretending that YouTube channels are now countries. How would the world look if instead of areas of land with people and government, we had a country for each YouTuber from the smallest to the largest? I know this is the type of question you ask yourself while tossing and turning at night, but for real, what would it be like? My name is Dallas, aka Inferness, and I'll be starting the simulation for us today. First of all, in order to do this, we need to make some slight adjustments to the world to fit this reality. Just kind of a little bit of everything being changed. For the most part, land is gonna be an issue, because there's already war after war in the, real world regarding the land and property. And there's only a little bit more than 200 countries in real life. That's just about the amount of Instagram live viewers I get. Not too bad, I guess. I mean, it's not like anything Shane Dawson level or something like that, but there are almost 40 million YouTube channels, only 10 million of which have over 100 subscribers. So just let that sink in. Obviously, we're assuming that every one of these new countries has a population equal to that of its sub count, so that means that there's gonna be a lot of tiny little things all over the place. I mean, like, you're gonna be walking your dog, and by the time that you get to the end of the block, some foreign guy is gonna be asking for your passport because you crossed 3 borders.
You cannot be here.
So let's get to the nitty-gritty of this. We have a normal world map right here, as you can see. It looks pretty normal unless you live in like North Korea or something, so we're gonna put that off to the side here. Now, without further delay, after hours of analysis and studying, I can predict that indeed, here's what the YouTube channel country map looks like. So let's get a close-up on that. What are all these dots, you may ask? Well, you're probably in there somewhere, maybe near Antarctica or the middle of Africa, who knows? But this is the most accurate depiction of how the land area in this world works. Let's take a look at the most obvious predictable results first. The biggest countries all have to have a population density that is completely equal. Otherwise, there would be no way to get a good visual of how their size compares. So for this, since all subscribers of all channels combined is way bigger than the real world population, I had to go with a very uncomfortable worldwide population density equal to that of Los Angeles County in California. I guess it's not that uncomfortable in retrospect, especially if you love seeing nothing but Priuses around every corner, but overall, it's habitable. It's like the whole world is one massive spread out city-state. The population of this world is about 10 billion. And the biggest country would be, of course, T-Series by land size, with over 140 million people. So basically, India is the biggest country in both of our parallel universes. So based off of geography and land distribution, the biggest countries, aka run by YouTubers, will have to mainly be centralized in the Eastern Hemisphere. PewDiePie is the northern region where Russia and Europe would be, so we'll just put a wide PewDiePie meme here. And T-Series would be towards the south, slightly bigger with a landmass nearly the size of the Roman Empire. Dang, son. Interestingly enough, if we run the numbers a bit more and assume the average net worth per person being around $50K in all the countries, and damn, that would be pretty nice, along with all the estimated factors, PewDiePie's country alone, based off sheer demographics, would still be the richest at an estimated $7 trillion GDP. That's one expensive YouTube channel. That would also be the second richest country in the real world. The biggest countries of the Western Hemisphere being right here, aka this, would be Dude Perfect, Vanoss, Shane Dawson, Mr. Beast, Ninja, and they would all share the Northern American continent to form a superpower of nearly 100 million subscribers. For instance of scale here, here's my channel, located a bit off of California, just big enough to fill in a good portion of LA, and some more randoms down south near San Diego, and some island countries off the coast. Down near Central America, we'll see a whole lot of smaller channels from the range of 500 to 1 million subscribers, and down towards South America, we'll have Markiplier and Jacksepticeye confiding over the entire landmass of Brazil. Coco Melon is about the size of all of Argentina, and the YouTube music channel takes up just about all of Chile. So if you have a YouTube channel from 100 to 1,000 subscribers, you'll probably end up somewhere out here with your very own island out of the Pitcairn Islands. And if you're from 1 to 10,000, you'll probably land somewhere in the spread out smaller regions of the Philippines. Either that, or you'll just have one big floating country by the means of a cruise ship, in which case you'd be pretty safe in case of a real-life YouTube war. Also, the entire FaZe clan would occupy the landmass of Australia, with How to Basic getting the small south portion, including Tasmania. If you're from 100k to 1 million subs, you'd end up as a small country in the Caribbean. 10 million or more would land you as a country in Africa, all the way up to Europe. Now that's all great, but what happens when everyone goes to war? Okay, so let's figure this whole situation out. This is what we call the Tube World War Untamed. First conflict would arise between Mr. Beast and Morgs. Obviously, that's kind of predictable. Now, these two are both very large, but very separated. Mr. Beast is gonna have to deploy a whole lot of ships full of his subscribers all out there to defeat Morgs, and Morgs is gonna have home field advantage, so I'd love to go even into more detail on the probability of which side would be winning based off of the channel demographics, but obviously I don't have every single YouTube channel ever's password, so we're just gonna have to wing it. Besides, I can actually see Mr. Beast somehow being able to pull off this situation in real life in the future. We'll just have to say that even though Morgs is the advantage, his country gets taken out by the bombers that drop bombs of pure pennies all over the place, leaving nothing but a big mess behind. So now we have a big open space of land, and since PewDiePie is big and powerful and nearby, he says it's free real estate and attempts to spread his size down there. But now, not so fast, because, oh no, T-Series wants that land instead. Here comes IRL PewDiePie versus T-Series, okay. Now, PewDiePie has the highest GDP out of all the other countries, so he can afford more resources for his now 19-year-old army to use. But unfortunately, T-Series has mass-produced YouTube accounts to mass dislike bomb PewDiePie's entire country. And since they're so far away geographically, they simply can't defeat each other, so they both give up in a tie, leaving the land empty once more. But not for long, because someone else has a master plan and pulls a fast one. CoComelon, once again, the third largest country in the world, instantly invaded the land while no one was looking, threatening world domination over even PewDiePie. Meanwhile, Ninja goes off to war with the entire continent of FaZe, formerly known as Australia, and now with his newfound YouTube streaming powers, it's looking like he might actually have a chance. But unfortunately, How to Basic has just way too many intercontinental egg missiles for him to handle, and shoots multiple warning shots to ward off the attack, saving the whole portion of the world an invasion. I'm sorry, Ninja, maybe next time. By the way, Drama Alert and Scarce share both Haiti and the Dominican Republic in this simulation, but they're relatively peaceful in recent times. You have no idea how long it took to make this map, so if you could just kindly nuke the like button on this video right about now, that'd be great. So yeah, that's the world in YouTube terms. I'll have you able to download this whole thing in the description so you could try out for your own scenarios, or just look at the thing. It's very, very, very big, like seriously. So I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Goodbye.